Welcome back to Motorsport Manager, where for the first time in the 2019 season, we have Menezes and Decker, our two drivers, in the top two positions. We're looking good, and particularly so if you look at the strength of our car. Of course, AMG not too far behind, Mulsanne definitely in striking range, but if you look at, we still have the number one car, but more importantly, Mulsanne down in 10th and AMG in 11th. So they're really struggling keeping their parts competitive, and I think that is really going to give us a strong leg up over the rest of the year. Pop in here to the HQ, and I took a look at our test track. There's some things that kind of surprised me. I haven't looked at this in detail, so let's come down here. Now we've got a few buildings, we've got a couple semis, we've got, same thing over here, just your basic buildings around. But then take a look at this. They actually have a car out there driving around this thing, and it's the right model and colors of our car, like it's a replica. So I think that's just a really cool little touch by the game. And of course, this is basically just a down and back with this little loop around here at the end. But obviously, it's meant for long straightaways to test out changes to the engine. So that's really interesting. And our strategy at this point is basically, max out that gearbox and then work on whatever else we can as the rest of the year goes forward. But I'm definitely going to be shifting more into a long-term view, because I feel like our car is going to be strong enough, and we've gotten over that initial hump. The random grid draws continue to be important. Only 12 hours, that's good. But overall, I like where we are. Aaron Andrews says, yeah, just more practice questions. Broke our record at 10.777. Raquelme won. Nagy finished in second, and Menezes in third. Take a look at our pit crew. Who do we have here? Well, I don't think we want that 17 on the rear jack. We definitely don't want these bottom three people. But at the same time, we definitely do want both of these out there on the tires. So a couple nice pickups. And look at this. It looks like everybody got bumped up by a point or something. That's interesting. I wonder if any of our HQ bonuses helped them improve their skills. Anyway, because we had 18s and 19s, you see our time is faster. I'm not arguing with it. It's cool. So, okay, Wall is a backup. Camides is a backup, and we've got the two out there right now in Martz and Kissinger. I think we want Wall with slightly better stamina out there. And so that's pretty much going to do it for those positions. Well, Camides could use Fedeschi as a backup because Camides is also a tire person. So, alright, let's definitely get Brunner out there. 19 on the tires and a 91 overall. Loving that. And let's see. Knocks down our time even better. And we're up to 5th, so there's some really top-notch pit crews. And you do see that AMG and Mulsanne are still ahead of us in this, so that is a small edge that they do have. And let's see, you're the only other 18. So you can go out there and we don't lose any time that way. Had the volume a little off there, that should be better. Okay, so... and Amaba, 1884. And you can go out there here. Okay, so now who do we want to get rid of? We definitely don't have a use for Christo anymore. And I think everybody else we want to keep. Going to have more sponsors. That'll be interesting to look at. And we're going to be looking at what? Top speed, brakes, and spoiler for Dubai. Our brakes can still get better out there. Engines are fine. Spoiler are fine. And definitely want to keep working on that gearbox. Is that the only big part that we haven't upgraded the stuff on? Yeah, the suspension and the gearbox. Those two. And I don't think I want to work on the gearbox performance so much now. Brakes. I'd rather work on the developed parts at this stage of the season. I may get to more spoilers, may not, but I like the idea of having those out there. Ooh, 8 days before the race. And we're going to have, that next gearbox is not going to come out until almost race day. So we can switch this back to something like there and get some more boost in the performance. And more scouting. More stuff in the HQ, and I think that's all of it. Yep, that's everything that we're having built, and look at our overall. We're now up to second. Only BRC has better. Our performance is up to even. We're up to now the third tier. Great on all of our parts. 7th in the factory, 8th in design, number 1 in staff, number 2 in staff and brand. So all of that is looking good. Let's take a look at some of our new buildings. This is the telemetry center. Isn't really that exciting. It's just got sort of like a semi and some parking out back and a nice big structure for them to work in. Here's the handling center over here, back by the entrance. Much smaller building. Interesting. And here's our simulator. Right over here. Not really sure the purposes of that circle out back. Decent looking structure though. I like the sort of quarter circle steps up there, the angled parking to give it a unique look. And you can see if we zoom out, like this is, we're now looking like a pretty fully featured place. We still got this farm over here and stuff, but a pretty fully featured HQ. Not super advanced, a lot of level 1 buildings, but we're definitely looking good in terms of the overall layout. We don't look like a sort of ma-and-pa operation anymore. They're talking about removing the pole position bonus. An upcoming vote, they'll have an opportunity to vote the rule out of the sport. Personally, I like the rule, says Torino. Another layer of strategy to the weekend. Well, there's no point in the pole position bonus if we're going to have random grids. So this is kind of like a really pointless vote. 18 days. I think we want to stick there, at least for now. And it's time to vote. We are going to abstain from this. And we're not even listed at some that might even care. Sure looks from the preview like it's likely to pass. And so far, that's the way it's going. A lot of people just don't care, but there's enough in favor. 6-4 in favor. There will be no pole position bonus next year. Jean Todt making the announcement. What's up next? Virtual safety car only. Yeah, I don't care about that either, and I got 6 points of voting. So I'll have plenty of voting power to try to force things through next year. Still looking good except for the brakes on our parts. Now let's drop that down 1. Continue to boost those. And they're happy with us being in first, as they should be. 42 laps. No lap record. Fairly long track. Should be bone dry. Always is. It's going to be hot. Always is. And spoilers are going to be the key one. Okay, that suspension is ready, which is nice. The brakes still holding exactly where they are. You know, I'm going to keep ticking this down now. Yeah, let's go there. And keep boosting these more. Jerry Getmighton says, really glad we have a helipad. It gives us the chance to sign deals with top sponsors around the world. Gives the chairman a place to land the chopper. Let's go ahead and pull that out. Let's see if they're even going to be able to improve. Yeah, no staff allocated, still going to be done 3 days. Okay, so there's going to be virtually nothing here, and then it's going to max out. So I should probably put something else in there just to do it in just a moment here. Yep, reliability done. We finally did max out those brakes. We'll just give the suspension a little more again, just to give them something to do. Meanwhile, they keep working on these. And there's our gearbox. More scouting that we don't care about. But we definitely want to design new stuff. I just want to check out and see what our advanced engine stuff is. That's right. It wasn't that great. That's why I kind of didn't go after that. I think given our situation on the brakes, it wouldn't hurt to do what little development there we can. Which is pretty much this one. If I get a couple of those, and then I can hit this and then see what's down there below. Let's go ahead and knock these out real quick. Then of course on the part improvement, we're going to yank you out. We're going to get that gearbox in there. And we're going to want to be working on that as much as possible. I definitely want that gearbox out there on the track for the next race. Okay, let's check out our sponsors. And let's see, is this the... Got 6 races left on that bonus sponsor. I think that's the only one we have. Okay, 18 races, or 6 races, 18th or above, 630K. These are better. This is just over $1 million a race, and it gives us an upfront payment. I don't see any reason not to go with Red Bull, even though we don't have enough for the 5-star sponsor yet. Not even close, actually, as we've dropped down a bit. 16th or above for 560. It'll give us a slightly better bonus payment, 70K a race, but that's nowhere near the extra value we're going to get here. We're going to go with Red Bull, and we got a whole bunch of money now. Let's see what our per race is. Yeah, our per race is going to be pretty bad. We're going to be losing money each race because we got the upfront payment. So sort of got to factor that in. I could go for a little bit more building in the HQ. Gonna pass on that though. Let's just see how this plays out. And of course, we're gonna go for that bonus, and then let's see about getting some more parts out there. So this suspension can be put in play. I'm gonna default for Menezes, and that didn't bother Decker to have that one out. And I think we can get a new gearbox out. Not both of them, but the one. Give him that one, and she doesn't mind that either. So his car is going to be much stronger than before. And she's expecting to finish second. He's expecting to finish first. Number 1 still. Number 1 in engine. And we still haven't hit the number 1 in gearbox. I'm a little surprised. We will, I think, but Campos has a nice one. We're all the way down to 11th in brakes. The other teams have increased theirs now. So, but we're still not horribly behind them. Second in suspension, and yeah, so we're first or second in 4 out of the 5 parts. 46 degrees. Medium fuel burn, low tire wear. Oh, it's always a baker here in Dubai. Everybody looking pretty solid, especially Menezes. And we're definitely going to be going for regular softs on this one. No question about it. If we start at the front, we would probably want supers, but with the temperature. And let's just see. Thing is, we might be able to get through 2 laps on the we're gonna have to change once anyway. Menezes probably can't quite, we probably won't be able to quite get there on 2 supers. We could try to do one super and one soft. But given the temperature, I think it's safer just to go for the softs and burn them. If we start at the front, I may regret that. That's what I'm going with. Push that a little more. And Menezes, what say you? You say you want more low speed on the cornering. Definitely more on the oversteer side. A little bit more acceleration. Let's call that good and see what we have. Seven and 4.2. I can definitely live with that. I would imagine level 2 trim given the length of the track here. It's a good one to stop a little more often on given how much it's going to heat up the car. And of course that's another thing, putting on super softs would just hurt our practice results as well. You can see not very many going with that, although some are. Excellent. Wants more speed. That was a quicker first lap than I thought we'd have. This is one of the shorter versions of Dubai, but it hasn't changed this year. Still, just due to temperature, if nothing else, let's come in. Yeah, looks like we're going to hit level 3. Definitely going to hit level 3 here. Alright, so that's my goal. Alright. We'll just guess on that side. She did say specifically she wanted more speed. So we'll try that. And triple goods across the board for Menezes. 82%. We'll assume that he would likewise want more speed in the absence of any really good reason to do something else. I like the looks of those. So it does look like we're going to comfortably hit level 3 and not have any extra. So that gives me the freedom to sort of just stop every couple laps, let the tires cool down, and get back out there for a couple more. Also means we're basically not going to set a practice time if I keep that up. I'm not too concerned there. Okay. Change the ballast. Yep, neither one of them likes the ballast change. And you don't like the handling either. Nope, neither driver likes the ballast or handling changes. So I screwed that up. There's plenty of time to fix it. Yep, so we made the speed better, but that's it. Stayed at 82%. So let's just make sure where we were. Yep, so we want to be higher on both handling and cornering. And probably a little bit more top speed. Pretty close to the top there. I think that's about where we want to be, and then we gotta adjust this. That should be a reasonable attempt. And Menezes dropped from 82 to 78. And really the same thing there. A little bit more speed. And he wants more understeer, but also more up here. I think that's probably a bit far. That's probably better. And then I'd like this to be a little bit lower. Doesn't look like that'll work out though, so we'll just see how that goes. And this set should get us to almost that level 3 trim. And give us one final stop at the end of the session, or just before the end of the session, to try to nail it. We continue to be ahead of the pace we need to hit level 3, so very happy with all of that. Menezes liking the new ballast. Getting some positive remarks this time, now that we're sort of getting it right. And we'll come in for our final stop. Nothing from Svaneborg, but Gustavo liking all the changes. Oh, now she bothers to as soon as we come in. Okay. Much, much better. We are at 99%. Just need a small tweak to the speed here. That was okay. That was great. And that was great. Let's just see what happens if we give you a tad more speed. See if that's too much or not. But regardless, we're going to get at least 99% out of her, and you cannot ask for more than that. And not quite so good as Gustavo's setup. Yeah, 94%. That needs to get better. Okay, and we've got good. And then we made it poor. And we made it great. So this was good. This was great. I think it went too high on the cornering. I got to bring the cornering back. Okay, handling. Good. Okay. And good. So this was good. And this is good, so we need to go more this way. So let's try this. And that. Bring this back. That should be really close. That should be enough for a high 90s acceptable result from both drivers. See if it actually works out. And there's our level 3 trim with over a minute to go. Of course, it wouldn't have been nearly enough time to get level 1 on anything else. Menezes approves of the handling adjustment. And Svaneborg says hers is superb, which it is. You can see from some of our splits, we are definitely off the pace. And Svaneborg did run 8th, the one lap that we got complete. All right. Marriage proposal for Decker. Let's see, we got some speculation on drivers being used for practice. Huh. A reporter for Fuji Television was out there as a driver? I think that's a screw-up in the algorithm to display the messages. Time to see who can take the heat. Decker up in 7th, Menezes back in 17th. And I'm wondering, the soft tires wear more slowly. Let's see where she's going to be. Yeah, okay, we made this worse. I know where I need to go with it, but yeah, okay. I was wondering if there might be any chance of getting her up to just one set of tires, and there's not. So we definitely want the performance boost. Let's get back to, not there, knowledge. Okay. Race trim, soft tires. Both cars. And we want to go back to this and then just get that slightly down. So that could throw this off. And you know what? I'm not going to mess with it. I'm going to take the 99%. There's nothing wrong with 99%. I'm not going to risk making it worse by trying to make it better. And then we're not touching yours. Yeah, dual 99%. That's a beautiful thing. I didn't change her tires. Okay, so overall we have a very average draw. Our better car by far is in the back. So we're definitely going to be looking for a couple of top 10 finishes, but perhaps not much more than that. And I'm not going to go above push on the tire wear, and I'm not going to do that for very long either. Probably not even half a lap. Burn the engine, of course, but these tires are going to get hot fast. Okay, so Lucas Auer driving great for AMG and starting in the front row. That's not good news for us. Let's see where the rest of them are, but nobody else of our competitors ahead of Decker, who is looking average. Nagy for Mulsanne is the row behind. And Chadwick for Mulsanne right along Menezes. That'll be a nice little competition. She's banged up, though. having back problems. And then Timo Shader starting all the way at the back, and Menezes strong form with an 8. So overall, I think this is a slightly positive beginning for us. Let's see if that holds up. Decker seeming to hold okay in 7th. Menezes in 18th, slipping a spot. And who was that just flew off? Maro Engel. And Menezes dropping to 20th, and then back up to 19th. So Decker looking good up front, not so much Menezes in the back. Which is sort of the opposite of what I would have expected. Lots of cars out on super softs. And Decker looking to get by, that's our. Yeah. So among the key competitors, Claire Decker at least was, lost it now, but was ahead of all of them. Menezes has bounced back up to 16th. And Decker's form falling, but she's trying to hold 5th against Katzberg. Definitely the other cars have faster tires. Now we're going to drop back to neutral here, so that I want to be able to stay on neutral for as long as possible. The other cars are going to have to back off, like, quickly. Let's see where they're at. See where that top set is. Yeah, and our has already backed off the tires. The rest are still trying to burn them. They're going to fry them at that rate. Decker, 3.9. Menezes driving pretty well and up to 14th. Driving very well. But Decker really struggling to hold with all these super soft drivers. And we're just going to have to hope that the long-term effect is good there. In between cars, almost 3 wide around that turn, and loses a spot but gains it. So she's really fighting to compete here, and this is where having that extra little bit of the tires should be good. On the other hand, we have to back off a little bit on the gas. And Menezes, 13th. Slowly working his way forward. Biding his time. Tried to get around the outside there, but it might have cost him. As long as he keeps driving like he is, upper 8s. He's 4th among cars on soft tires. So he lost the spot. Might lose another one. That was not a good stretch for him, but overall, slowly headed in the right direction. Decker right there behind Katzberg. It looks like we're starting to see a little bit more competitiveness now out of our tires. And Menezes up to 11th, making a big pass. And that gives us the top 2 drivers now on soft tires, even with Decker stinking it up. 2.6. Yuck, but look at her still right behind. Oh no! Menezes crashes. Now that is exactly the kind of thing that can ruin our year. Okay, well we got to get a good race with driving a 3.0. Got to get everything we can out of Claire Decker and hope we don't lose too much ground. That's where we are here. I mean, she started up near the top. I've got to keep her up near the top. Let's see where we would be right now. We're going to back off to conserve so we don't burn Decker's tires too much. Yeah, AMG would beat us for the race. Our is ahead of us. If Decker can finish ahead of our, though, we could do well. You can see that Mulsanne with no points. AMG not with a lot. Where's Shader? Yeah, Shader's still back towards the back of the field. So if Decker finishes high, like gets herself on the podium or something, we could be still being okay here. Getting Decker ahead of Auer would be really nice. Either way, we should be able to stay ahead of AMG. We'll be ahead at the halfway point despite having had a crash here. Halfway point of the season. So I really can't complain about that. As soon as the tires get down a little bit lower, I'll have to try a neutral lap. I don't want to go too much further like this. And there's Habsburg making the pass here. Well, maybe. Okay, yep, there it goes. There's a couple crashes. And we're going to have some drive-through penalties for other cars, so that's going to help us stay up. And let's go ahead and speed through this a little bit. There they go. Decker in 7th. She's got a decent gap here. I think at the end of this lap. Even though I'm probably going to have to stay conserve on the tires. Yep. 1.49/1.5. And Poppy Orr off to the big lead, but that's the only one that's really sprinting away. It seems like a lot of these races, there's just one car that just does really well and pulls out for whatever reason. Well, I only medium fuel burn on this one, but I'm wondering if I didn't leave it short enough. No, we're going to have to back off at some point. I'll get a lap, maybe a little more back from this. Or, yeah, full lap of fuel, but I'm definitely done pushing. At least for quite a while. Wait a little bit here. If I can get around another lap or two, I may go to neutral on the tires and see what I can do. Habsburg and possibly even Georgi seem like they may be gettable as their tires decline more than ours. Yeah, I think I want to wait one more lap. The tires are not going down that fast, and they'll bake up really quick. We're going to alternate between 46 and 45 all day, it looks like. Decker's form slowly declining as well. Alright, let's get through this turn a little quicker if we can and see what we can make happen. Yeah, I just don't have enough pace. I'll just back off. Just be patient back here. Be willing to fade back a bit. Maybe try again later if I have an opportunity. But right now we're just waiting for Decker to see what happens. And Martin drive-through penalty. Right now we're 4 seconds plus up on Albuquerque, who is the next closest driver on soft tires. So if we made the right choice on the tires, Decker should do very well. I'm boosting form up a little bit, 5.2. Almost 20 seconds off the lead, but only a few seconds off of third. 5 and change. So, hour pulling away a little bit from the pack, but still looking all right. Yep, they'd cut it down to 9-point lead if this holds. So I really want to do better than 7th, but I also think that I will. .8, 5.9. My form's still this high at the end of the lap. I'm going to give this another shot. Yeah, 6.0. You can see 3 cars right ahead. Habsburg, Georgi, and Katzberg. We don't have enough for a ton here. We got enough to give this one good lap. You can see that we're holding a lot closer than we were last time on this straightaway. Almost pulling alongside. Yep, that turn really hurt us. They were out accelerating us down all that thing. And yeah, we're not going to make it. Okay. Got a few more laps until we come in. Some of the cars that are doing really well, like Auer and Orr, may be able to stick with, one stop on super softs, but there are others who are clearly not going to be able to. Guerreri's almost out of tires. And there's our first few pit stops. All of them behind us. Habsburg's going to come in. And if they come back out on supers, then they're going for a 2-stop strategy. like Engel is the only one so far. The other ones can probably go the rest of the way on their softs, but then we will have better tire wear at that point. Super soft might be the best overall, but we get the performance boost being on softs. And we're up to 5th now. You can see Benani also going for a 2-stop. Work of the pit crew will be important. Two more, Katzberg and Georgi. We're up to 3rd. Now, no telling if we stay there. But Katzberg going super softs again. Going to be tough. The others not. They're dropping well back. And Decker also driving very well. This is a nice spot here to really get some speed. And we're a big distance behind Auer, but looking like it's going to be hard to catch that one. This is lap 21 that we're about to hit. So we're going to go neutral for this one and then come in. And we could try to hang out longer and get on the super softs, but again, I'm going to bank on our performance boost. Let's just take another look at that, because I don't think that speed difference is enough to make up for the 15% performance. Not even close. So we really need a good mistake-free pit stop here. We're shaving little bits off of our gap against Auer. Tires there hurting for him. Several seconds ahead of Albuquerque. That gap has continued to grow. Decker driving well. But it would probably take something significant for us to be able to catch Auer or Orr. Should be able to compete with anybody else. Nice stop and a record fast one for the season, 10.56. Out in 14th. Behind Habsburg, behind Georgi, behind Katzberg. 5th among cars who've pit, so we're basically right back in 7th. That's the long and the short of it. We're still looking like we're going to definitely need to go, and I probably should have used that opportunity to go low right before I came into the pits. Save some fuel. And here comes Auer. I'm going to go conserve here on the tires because I'm sure they're going to burn theirs. I'm just going to try to catch them later. Auer slips back to 5th. Yep, going to stick on those supers. Go low here and see if we can gain back some of that fuel. We're driving well, so we might have a chance to get by is the other part. Yeah. I'm going to switch it up again. So I feel like we can get by Georgi at least. Come on, Claire. You're faster. It's obvious you're faster. Now prove it. Okay. That wasn't what I wanted. Now Georgi surging back ahead of Habsburg. Race leader Papior coming in. Come on, Claire. Trying to get by. Looks like we got the inside here. There we go. Gets by Habsburg. Okay, now we're going to go back to conserve. There's about a 3-second gap if we could get by Georgi. That'd be really nice to get to. Boy, almost got there. If I had the tires, I would have. Looking to get around here. Good grief, almost ran into her. Go for it here. We have very little time, but nope. Decker's form has gone back down, so it looks like we missed that window of opportunity. Papior still in the lead even after having come in. Plenty of other cars ahead of us that have not made their first stop. Okay, here we might have it. Again, right there and just can't finish. I'm going to try to give her that little bit more neutral here to try to do it. It looked like a photo finish around that turn. Come on, Claire. Like deja vu. It's a copy of what we did a couple laps ago. There we go. This might be it. And I'm burning the tires just a hair here. There it is. Go conserve now. Now what I'd like to do is stay ahead of Georgi, and then if I can do that, run off some of this fuel. This would be a good time to do that, but it's not at all certain that I can accomplish that. We're going to have 2 more cars pitting in front of us at least, and that will get Decker up to 5th. Our up to 2nd. So we're still going to be behind them, but not by that much. Shader is where? Oh, Shader's all the way up in 4th, but Shader will have to pit too. There it goes. There goes Nagy. So that's all the for sure pit stops. Let's just see how things sort out here. Oh, Katzberg's going to come in. I was not expecting that. That gives us 4th. Yeah, we've got a decent gap here. This is the time. I'm going low. I still feel like I need to bleed off at least a couple tenths. Want to make sure Georgi doesn't get too close. We are losing distance to Hamola, which is our only real shot here, is getting by Hamola, getting onto the podium, and lowering the points problem. I feel like I'm now less than 2 tenths away. I'm still got to get more. And Hamola might be a little bit of a pipe dream. See, hour 20 seconds ahead. That's clearly not happening. We're doing fine holding off Georgi, though. Yeah, we're gaining fuel, but slowly. I'm going to need to stay on this for a while. And Decker's driving not doing us any favors either. It looks like this is where we're going to be. Looks like we're going to finish 4th. And if so, yeah, we lose 6 points to AMG. With our best driver crashing. It could be a lot worse. And we still gain points against Mulsanne. A 15-point lead is not a lot, but it's something. Yeah, I feel pretty good about this overall under the circumstances. Not what I wanted, but I think we're under a tenth now. Maybe a couple more laps like this and I can risk going back neutral. And then we'll see what Hamola has in the tank. Hamola is, like, everybody up there is driving conservatively. Okay, I think we're really close, so I'm going to go back up medium. Might as well go neutral and just see what kind of distance we can gain. We're back down to almost 6 seconds back. And that amount is still increasing. Yeah, it's not looking like we're going to gain anything here. Handful more laps to go. Decker's best lap, and it basically broke even, if that, with Hamola. And we need to be gaining rapidly now if we were going to make any kind of charge. Because we're going to have to go back conserve on the tires. And we'll do that now. And we gained a few tenths back, but not nearly enough. Shader in 16th, not looking like he's going to be able to get up anywhere. Four laps to go, and it looks like I'm about... I may need to go low for a very small amount. I'll wait a couple more laps and be sure that I actually need to do that. But I'm sure not going to run out of fuel in this situation with a few seconds on either side. That would just be foolish. Three to go. Wow, Lucas Auer pitting on the second to last lap. I was not expecting that. That is a freaking gift. Oh, we're right behind him. Go neutral. I don't think there's any chance of passing him, but... Wow. Especially not with Decker driving badly. That's unexpected, though, and Hamola is up further. Yeah, we're going to go low here. Grab that little bit of fuel. Let's go low for the rest of this lap. Should about get us there. Maybe not. Yeah, should be close enough. There we go. Medium the rest of the way. Keep it on neutral. Fry the tires a bit. Not much else we can do. And a collision on the right about at the start of the last lap. Both of them cleared. Oh man, that would have been big if we got by them, but still. Only one position short of our. Shader back in 15th. Papior easily winning by over 30 seconds. Let's hear it for them. Proving once again they were good enough driver, and there's at least a possibility I should have considered more strongly hiring them. Auer reasonably happy. Or Decker reasonably happy, rather. Finishing shortly behind Lucas Auer. So yeah, that was definitely a successful failure kind of mission. Decker up from 7th to 4th. And just a solid overall race on her part. Nothing special, but solid. Georgi had a 10-second penalty. So did, who was that, Nagy. We had collisions. We had all kinds of fun things. And the fastest lap goes to Martin of BRC, who is not a competitor. So Menezes drops to 3rd. Decker is up to 1st in the overall standings. He'll have a good chance to reclaim that top spot. And we maintain an 18-point lead. It was 21. We dropped by 3 points there. Looks like we extended a bit. Mulsanne got 6 points. We had like 12 or something, so we extended a bit over them. Betting on me. Want to see us at the top. Good, good, good. Shader and AMG are a good match. They just need some wins. No, they don't need some wins. Significant hit to morale. Look at this. Cornering, smoothness, and overtaking. All tanked. We'll have to see what that's about. Dubai, 4.3. It was his worst form of any race before he crashed. Great. Decent form here for her. Second worst of the year. But one of her better finishes. And she gets the top 5 results. And he sprained a wrist. Oh, that's just a terrible, terrible joke. Terrible. And for 6 weeks. So we're going to have reduced performance from Menezes for a couple races in those 3 attributes, cornering smoothness, and overtaking. So that is going to hurt us. Chairman happiness went down. Marketability overall goes up. Does put a bit of a damper on my confidence. Not a lot, but it hurts it just a little bit. Bottom line, halfway through the year, we're in solid position. We need to get Menezes healthy, and that's 6 weeks. So let's see. Let's call it the end of August when he's back to full. Yeah, he may be full strength even for Munich. That'll be really close. Probably, I think he'll make it. I think he'll be full strength for that. So the only other race that he'll do badly in is Tondela, the first one. And of course we got the back and forth Tondela Munich races coming up. Continuing to add more parts. I still like where we sit, but it'll add a little bit of a challenging wrinkle to things. So, second half of 2019 coming up as we head off to Tondela. Till then, thanks for watching, everybody. Motorsport Manager will continue.